Welcome back into Sunday Sit Down Time. With us now virtually is Sedalia's own Ben Frederickson, also a columnist for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Anything you want to say at home to the friends and family back in Sedalia?
Hey everybody! Hope everybody's doing well, and it's always a blast to be on air with you guys because I grew up watching these channels, so it's always fun, and hope some folks are not spitting out their evening drink seeing me on TV. It's crazy.
Well, it's great to have you on. Mizzou had its homecoming matchup yesterday against North Texas. We've seen some great homecomings over the years. We've seen some not so great homecomings over the year. This one ends up being a win for Mizzou, but overall, your thoughts on a 13-point win over kind of a struggling North Texas team?
Better than the alternative, right? And Missouri is not in the position right now to say, well, that wasn't a good win. Look, any win right now is a good win, and they needed to get back in that win column. There are games that you just can't lose. Getting thumped by Tennessee is not good, but it is not a can't-lose game. Losing at home to North Texas on homecoming is a can't-lose game, and Missouri didn't. So, you'd like to see the defense play better there in the second half, but look, we're not breaking any news here. The defense is a problem for this football team. So I like what Eli Drinkwitz did. He basically tore up his depth chart. He gave guys chances who are playing well in practice, and he's saying, look, we're not where we want to be, but we're going to go with guys who are playing hard and proving it in practice.
So the Tigers fired Jethro Franklin, the defensive line coach, last week. In comes Al Davis, the defense analyst, steps up into that role, and it seems like the defensive line really responded. Would you agree? Was this – it wasn't a perfect game, but was this progress, do you think?
I think it was. I think they looked more motivated. They looked more disruptive. They looked more engaged. And, I was at the Tennessee loss. I asked Eli Drinkwitz if he was going to consider making a change at defensive coordinator. I felt it was one of those games where you had to ask because it's one of those games that gets somebody fired. And I think he knew somebody was going to have to go. And I understand why he made the change at defensive line coach, because that should have been and still should be the best unit of their defense. I think we saw some better trends in this small sample size game against North Texas. And sometimes it's just a change in voice that can help. It seems like Al Davis is maybe, brings a younger, youthful set of eyes to it, more encouraging, more kind of pump guys up style. And if that works, then great. There's still a lot of questions about Wilkes and this defense. There's still a lot of questions about the talent level on that side of the ball, but I do think we saw some more encouraging results from this group. So this defensive line doesn't need to be perfect, but it does just need to, have enough stops in it to force some undesirable down and distances, and then I think this defense can be okay. And if this defense can be okay, then the offense should be pretty good, and they should win some football games.
Well, speaking of that offense, Tyler Beatty, a career-high 217 yards on the ground after the game. Coach Drinkwitz said he's the least talked-about star in college football. Do you agree with that, and does Tyler kind of need some more recognition, you think, nationally?
Yeah, I was trying to think of, what Ted Lasso character we could compare Tyler Beatty to, but then Eli would yell at us and say, this isn't Ted Lasso, right? Look, Tyler Beatty, and I agree with Eli Drinkwitz 100%, he is the least talked-about star player in college football. And I think with what he's showing on the field this year, there should be NFL teams drooling about what they can do with this guy at the next level. He's always been a great pass catcher, kind of an underrated pass catcher, and catch and run. He can do a lot of different things. He's got the surest hands of probably any player on the team, receiver or running back. He's been their tried and true, and Eli Drinkwitz is the kind of guy that if somebody's working this well, then he's going to keep using him. And Tyler Beatty, after playing second fiddle to Larry Roundtree, is saying, hey, bring it on. So I love his mentality. He was patient. He didn't transfer out to go seek a greener pasture. He stayed and paid his dues, and now he's reaping the rewards. I love that story.
Well, coming up, Mizzou has Texas A&M on the schedule. Last time the Aggies came to Faurot Field, of course, Mizzou knocked off Johnny Manziel and the Aggies in 2013 to clinch that SEC East title for the first time. The fans rushed the field, but a quick correlation, the Aggie fans just rushed the field last night after beating number 1 ranked Alabama. So clearly a tough test for Mizzou. 10-point underdogs against the Aggies. Is that surprising at all?
Well, if it would have been the outcome I thought that we were going to see on Saturday, I would have said yes, because usually SEC versus SEC, an underdog like that at home is pretty big. I didn't think A&M had any chance of beating Alabama. I really didn't. They had had such a disappointing start to their season. Jimbo Fisher is making, this ridiculous amount of money off this newest extension. But now he'll probably get another one before Missouri plays Texas A&M. When you beat Alabama, I mean, that's grounds for at least $1 million or $2 or $5 or $10 more million, right? I don't know how you could predict what this A&M team is going to do next. They could either be the team that comes out with the confidence of the David that just beat the Goliath, or they could be the team that is, spends all week smelling its roses and overlooks Missouri. But until we see some more proven play, some more steady, consistent play from this defense against a team not named North Texas, then I'm going to have a hard time saying that a spread against Missouri against a good SEC team is too big.
Well, Ben Frederickson, the Sedalia native, thank you so much for joining us here on Sports Zone, and we look forward to more of your Mizzou coverage the rest of the way.
Thanks, Andrew. Anytime. Good luck and have a good rest of your weekend.
All right, we'll be right back after this.